Hello. Hey everyone, and welcome to my live. I am just dropping in for a very quick update actually. And I just wanted to say, well, good morning or good Monday morning. I'm actually in between doing lecture and coming on here to do this live. So, of course, it's just a quick update. So I don't know if you noticed, but I actually like cut off all my hair. I literally just cut everything off. This is my battle scar, I call it, after going through my surgery and everything else. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to deliver myself in the most natural way that I can. And I'm going to be just talking to people on all of my platforms that I have, just from a very real or authentic, sorry, standpoint. So I wanted to be authentic to myself as well. And so I decided to cut off all my hair because I pretty much don't need it anyway. I don't need it to survive. It isn't a mandatory thing. I left a little bit on top, and my hairdresser, she's so beautiful, but she braided me down. I absolutely love my braids. And so I've got it in color, right? Nice and burgundy. So I absolutely love this color. Anyway, so I'm all about talking about whatever is happening with my new um, platform for or my new business plan. So I just wanted to come, because last time I talked a lot about what I faced medically and how it held up my project, and even so outside of that, other things that held up my project. So but I was still going just very lightly. In other words, even if I wasn't actually doing anything practical, I was there doing a lot of theoretical work on it. That means planning and doing other things that I needed to. So I didn't really completely stop. I had to slow down in terms of spending. I had to slow down in terms of my energy and so on once I wasn't feeling well. And also just to back down in terms of the amount that is being pushed out there in terms of money. Anyway, so I came back a few weeks ago and I told you that, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and I told you that, I told you all about my medical crisis, the surgery I went through, major surgery, and then also about me starting back. And then I complained a little about things that I felt went wrong with one of my contractors, who told me one price and then want to reprice me on it. And I wasn't very happy about that, even though I knew that the price was kind of, I'd gotten the actual cost of the what it would take to build the fence, and I knew that it was too much to do it for this year. So I was actually contemplating not doing the project for this year at all, or opening it for this year, because I knew that that fence was going to be a lot of money, and like I said, I'm doing everything out of pocket. So I was thinking about not doing it. So even when I came on, you guys remembered I told you from the very beginning that I don't know if I'm going to go for 2021 or I'm going to push this to 2022. Not only not only because I didn't feel like rushing it, because I have no reason to rush it, but also because I understood the price tag that it would take, in order to finish up the project. Can I do it out of pocket? I can, because I'm doing it out of pocket, obviously. But also, you have to be realistic in terms of things that you have responsibility for here, in the U.S., such as bills and so on, and you have a kid in college and all that stuff. And I just had to fly him to New York, for example. Spent almost $1,000 fly him to New York because he's an art student in Chicago, and he had to go do a show. Actually, he helped produce the movie, or did some work for a producer of a movie, I should say. And so their film, it was being shown at a film festival in New York City. So I had to fly him over there to do that, put him in hotel, do all this stuff. I mean, he's 24, but hey, he's in college. He's doing what he's got to do, and he needs help. And even though he works, it's not enough that he can sustain himself. Plus, he's got a rent, and my dad also help him with his rent, and all that stuff. So his dad, which is my husband, and my dad, they both help him with his rent because I've got other things that I have to do. And then, of course, I'm still helping him anyway because I'm always helping him do stuff. And of course, I've helped him with his rent many times before because it's been 4 years of college. So anyway, you can imagine the cost that goes into just sustaining him as a college student. Thank God the other two are, one is in the Marines. He does. I mean, his savings plan is incredibly ridiculously good between him and his wife, and just they're really really good. I mean, at 21, these kids have just got it down like nicely, and I just love it. And then of course I've got the older one, and he often drops by to collect cash too, and he's always, well, can you cash app me? So he's 30, mind you, and he's still always saying, oh, I don't have enough. But what I realize, it's not that these kids don't want to, they're not trying. It's not that they're not working, because they're all working, and these are all people that actually do work very hard. All my kids work very hard. But I just realized that the cost of living is so much. And if you are trying to do this life alone, it's going to be hard. I told my oldest son, he's single. I said, you need to find somebody and settle down with. Stop trying to do single life, because the longer you remain single, the more expensive, inflation happens, and the more expensive things become, the harder it's going to get for you to continue to try to sustain alone. You got to pay bills. You got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself. So you can't just live alone. You have to have a partner. And so I'm not trying to force him into a marriage. I'm just trying to say, listen, stop calling me. All right. So but it's your kids. And so even though I don't spoil any of my kids, I understand when they call and they need help. And so you do try to help, but you can't just help them with everything. And then of course, just today, the PBA called, Police Benevolent Association donation. I mean, every year they call anyway. I give them fire department. I give them donation. I give, you do the church, and you do, I'm always doing something for somebody in Guyana, and oh my God. So it goes on and on. So I'm a giver by heart, and, people are always asking, and then you always give. So, I don't know how to say no. I say no easily with my time. I don't say no easily when it comes down to giving things, because that's just not me. I just don't know how to say no, and it's just not me to be like that selfish person. It's not me to be that person who is not like. Well, I would say that I am that unselfish person, and so it's not me to be selfish. All right, if that makes any sense. Anyways, let's keep going. So now we're here, and I send the monies down. The last set of money I sent down was to buy all of the things that I need in order to finish up the structure for the building, because that had been left. We've left that alone, and then we had moved on to the fence. And the fence, I think I told you last time, was almost complete. So we haven't completed it just yet, and it was only the back part of the fence that still needs to be done. So we're going to tackle that, and then I think there's a post or two someplace else that the contractor or the person who's actually in charge, because I didn't contract him. I more than he's the person who's helping me, and so therefore, he just organized the people to come work for to come do the project. So with him, he said to me that it's some sort of post. To at least two posts that still needs to be built, and they have to wire it or something like that, and then also the back of the fence. So I think it's all like the same area that he's working with. I'm not sure. Anyways, the fence does look good, like I said prior. And in terms of the actual structure of the building, just mentioned to you that I sent down the money to finish up the building. So that was like the final set of monies that is required to finish the structure. And so that money is supposed to be like completely finishing up everything that is there, except for maybe, I think there is a zinc that still needs to be bought, because when we bought the zinc the last time, the contractor did not include one zinc that was it's like a half a zinc that is needed for the I think it's the well, the veranda area. There's a little area, what they know, or the stair area. All right, so outside stairs, and so that needs a zinc on it. And then he said that there is a couple of boards that needs to be there, like 150 boards, which is going to cost me about 200 US dollars to finish that up too. And the zinc, I believe, I can't remember how much I paid for one, but anyway, I don't think that that was a whole lot of money, but I know it's pretty because I bought several zincs, but I know it wasn't that expensive. I don't want to quote the wrong price, but anyway, it's just one zinc, and he just needs half of it to put in the area so that the rain wouldn't come down on customers if they're standing there. Okay, so, or the sun. So, um, one of the things that I want to do is say, okay, well, we're completely done with the structure. So, I'm hoping that the structure is completely done by this week. He said it's 4 days. I still owe him about $1,500 to finish it up. So I'm supposed to send half that money on this Friday, and then I'm supposed to send the other half. I told him about 2 weeks later or something like that. Still working in tandem with when I get paid, so that way I'm not once again going into my savings. So I just pay him from out of pocket, right? So I chose this Friday, and then I chose 2 Fridays after that because we teach. So, we're on a professor schedule every 2 weeks. So, with that said, once he's done doing that, I'm gonna get back to the fence. The guy wanted to start the fence right now. I don't know. Am I gonna push him towards another week or two after the house? I'm sorry, after the property is done building. We have time, so we're not gonna rush and try to get everything done all at once. But after that is done, I mean, while the fence is building, we're gonna dig the hole for the septic tank, and we're gonna start on the 8 by I'm thinking maybe a 8 by 4, 8 by 8, I'm sorry, bathroom. Each side is going to be 4 by 4. All right. um, so men and women, and my mom just reminded me the other day that I needed to buy the male female bathroom sign. I am also I yesterday I packed so many things that I've been just gathering to ship. So I'm going to ship on this Friday, and get everything out the way. And I've got my furnitures that's going down. So, a couple of furnitures is going down. I've got a whole bunch of things, the lightings and all sort of stuff that has to go down. A lot of the decor for the place I've got here, so it needs to be shipped, and so I'm shipping those on this week as well. It takes about 12 to 14 days to get there. So with the Christmas season, you want to make sure you get in early. So I'm not gonna waste time, and then we need this everything there by a certain time. So if I ship this Friday, it should get there no later than by Thanksgiving. Yeah, no later than Thanksgiving. So it'll be right on time. I ship directly to the house so that way I don't have to. No one has to go clear it and go through all that craziness and at the parking. So that way they deliver it, and it takes sometimes about 2 or 3 days before they deliver it. At one time during the elections, they actually took about maybe 4 weeks before they delivered it because I guess with all the uneasy situations, they didn't want to take any chances in traveling and getting into any issues in Linden in particular, which is, predominantly APNU folks. And so I guess they just didn't want to take any chances. But I understand. And I wasn't mad. It was just furniture that I sent down from my unit to my grandmother's house, so that way they can have some for. I mean, they had furnitures there, but I wanted to send, like, I had good furnitures and I didn't want to get rid of them, like throw them outside, which I just did. Like literally yesterday, I just threw out a leather chair that I had. Actually, it's Fox leather, but hey, I paid $700 for that thing, so it should have lasted longer. But I had a split on it. I hate any kind of things to do. I don't know how in the world Wayfair sold me that, and it just kind of split it in less than a year. I'm going to complain to them, by the way. In less than a year, I have to get rid of it, so I'm going to definitely put my complaint in. But either way, with that said, everything turned out good in terms of the contractor coming back in, getting the job done. He was supposed to have started last Tuesday. He said something happened. He didn't get started, so he came back. I think maybe about he said he was going to start on Thursday rather, and so I'm pretty sure he's well on his way doing what he's got to do. But everything is going good so far. I have no real complaints, and I'm thankful that everything is turning out the way I thought that it would or the way it should. And I am looking forward to the excitement and the surprise and everything else that is going to happen during the month of December. So I have sent out all my flyers to all of my folks who are going to be coming. Whoever comes is okay. If people don't, if some of the folks don't come, that's all right too, because I really don't want anyone there who's sick. Like there are people who Guyana isn't following the rules at all. So I'm very concerned with people who may even the people on the list that is invited, that they're safe, that they haven't that they don't show up and not feeling well. So I put that out in my on my disclaimer as well for my flyer, in a friendly way, of course. And I invited just about maybe I think at this point about 40 people. Oh, I got all my giveaway bags, my thank you bags. I don't know what I'm gonna put in them at this point. I want to do, like a oh my god, a shopping bag. I think that will be more prominent because it will keep, people love to shop. People never have shopping bags home, and so in terms of they have to buy plastic bags, and so I think that shopping bag, the recycle shopping bag with the name on it, with my company's name on it and logo and everything. I think that will really resonate, because it will spread the word more on my business. So I am looking for marketing techniques that will be cheaper and works, because you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on marketing, but you also don't want to be so cheap that you don't do your thing. So, anyways, I've got to be back in class. I am in lecture at 11 a.m., so I need to be back there. And I'm here on Zoom, of course. So thank you guys so much for hanging in with me. But everything is going really well. I look forward to my December launch. All right. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.